Sunday gratitude. I want to tell you that today is a wonderful day because it's like a new chapter for me. And I want to kind of talk about it because it's like the self-relationship that I am so grateful about. So I'm going to double duty because I also record this for my radio Pauline, which is, remember I had my podcast twice. I have a tendency to delete my channels. So in 2013, I accidentally deleted my huge YouTube channel. And then after that, a year ago, I decided I was going to transfer my Podbean. And I deleted all that too. So all the 1,000 episodes that you love to tune into disappeared. And I thought I had an attachment to it, and I didn't. So I'm just going to record it because I tend to be better when I have a little pressure on me. Okay, so. Yeah, I always feel okay.
Recording in progress.
This is weird. I look there and that's this. Okay. It's Sunday gratitude, and you know that I love the happiness and I love the self-relationship, my passions, the fitness, strength. But I've always been kind of an outsider in the fitness industry because I felt the focus was always on what doesn't matter. You know, the details and perfecting nutrition, perfecting training, trying to always be so ideal. And through my self-development and self-evolution, ever since I started, February 1999, was always the most important goal was happiness. That I had to be happy. And that prompted me to solve my own diet problem because there was a problem in my way to achieve my lean, strong, fit body that was going to take me to the United States of America and live out my fitness life. I couldn't control my big appetite. I loved to eat. And I had a body that didn't let me do that without the consequence. I love the ice cream, I love the cookies and all that. So that became like the seed of fighter diet. It takes the mind of a fighter, the discipline, the dedication to create a strong body. So one of my quotes that I have, I think you say coined it for yourself, is there are no strong bodies created under the supervision of weak minds. And that's so true. So I had the problem and I want to solve it. So how can I be strong and lean and still not hangry? How can I be happy and get to eat while I want to have the body that looks like I'm so disciplined? Became discipline, dedication, build muscle, burn fat, the typical thing. And I made it my life mission to actually take diet and solve the problem. With that as the program. So overeating is what we do. No matter how you twist and turn it, it is the overeating, calories, that dictates the outcome. And here we come with obesity epidemic or pandemic, I don't know. And so I solved that for myself, and naive I was because I thought, come on people, I solved it. I made the diet problem, the diet program, come on, So in my fitness challenges, the transformation, it was really my naivety that I thought, here I have solved it, now we're all going to be happy. And that became kind of big stone in my heart. I couldn't handle it because I thought, well, I have helped everyone, right? And then I got into the epiphany that people don't really want to get rid of their problem. That nobody really had the real intention to change what they said where there's a problem, that they love to eat, they want to be healthy, can't control their appetite, temptations all over, they succumb to it, and what can I do? And I always wanted to achieve the maintaining, as in what is the opposite to life, right? Like to maintain something is very hard for the human mind. It's like you can go towards something, so it became a diet project. And when diet project becomes diet lifestyle, then you really live it, which is the way of life. Diet means way of life in Latin. It means all you consume. Thoughts, people, feelings, nutrition, right? All that. So if you consume a lot of social media with toxic messages and negativity, that's what you become. Just like you build muscle, the way you train and you eat, and then the work, right? So fast forward here that I was always so frustrated. I got mad at people coming into my coaching, talking about the problems, wanting to have help, and I'm like, hey, I'm there, loyal, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna accountability because I just walk the talk, right? Like that's what I was doing. More and more I became better at becoming my own best friend, which was always my passion, to be my own best friend and to help other people be it too, which means a best friend you can depend on, you are loyal, you don't have to think, are they gonna cheat on you, gonna stab you in the back? That's not a friend, that is a frenemy, right? Little did I know that most people love the angel-devil partnership. And I was younger, I had fewer insights, I'm still stupid and dumb, right? But to kind of not realizing that there was this desire of, when you cheat, you think, or before you realize that you think you want to get rid of your temptations. You think you want to be without any urges, like you're not human, just machine, discipline. Until you realize you get a high out of being that little, ooh, I can't help it. The naughty, right? So guilty pleasures. And that pissed me off so much because what the heck are you talking about? Are we talking about porn here? Or some seduction game, like that. So that's how it became like the rhythm of hunger and appetite. I talked about we gotta go with the rhythm of the mind. That if you forget that you want to chase and pursue and succumb, you both want that, then it's gonna be like boring. Now add on the very complex psychology of humans and we're different and so on, but if you can get away with something that is bad and you feel guilty, it's gonna give you a rush. Now you get kind of addicted to that. Add on that people are project-based. You can work hard for some time, then you kind of fade out. 3, you are wanting to resist unjust because the more you resist, you build up this like orgasmic feeling. Now you're gonna, climax. So you get the extra cocaine rush when you have first resisted, then you succumb to your temptation. So I made that the system. I taught you how to resist and succumb on a system, like get lean. That's why I say defeat to refeed, get lean system, get lean routine. It's defeat to refeed, stay lean routine. That's the rhythm, the waves. You just don't want to have the diet tsunami waves, which is huge mountain, and then you crash diet and you can't come back from it. It becomes bigger and bigger. So in my transformation challenge that I was hosting 11 years, I became really mad. I thought people were willing to be ashamed, which there was no shame, right? Like to come and talk to me because I knew I can motivate you, I can help you think your way through. So you're actually going to prevent overeating by doing that, and also how to have the kind of, how to actually ask yourself the right questions to make sure your motivation is right. How do you want to wake up tomorrow? And then act on it. Because as in Buddhism, you become a sum of all your actions. And all the actions, that's the platform, that's the ground upon which you stand today. So I was so foolish because I thought that, hey, people are gonna want to talk to me because that's what you signed up for. You wanna help me, you wanna have me as accountability. No, because if you can actually start over and you just right now, not this day, you wanna stay on, I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna have an indulgence, I'm gonna go all out because I'm gonna start over tomorrow. Yo-yo culture in a nutshell. And then I'm gonna work so hard and I'm gonna train harder than ever. But today I'm gonna be the opposite. So yeah. And I just couldn't handle it because I felt Are you all talking like the same two-faced people? You're gonna pretend that you're gonna come back and be stronger. Now we're never gonna do it again. And you all wanted the Monday accountability post that, yeah, you thought that was it, right? You wanna sign up, believe in it. Then you're gonna feel bad and discouraged because you're gonna realize you're not your ideal self. You're gonna be real. And then that became something that people felt ashamed about, gonna be guilty, fall away, go missing and hiding. And I just kind of thought, why don't we just have transparency? There's nothing to be ashamed of. You just have to be there talking to yourself instead of running away. So just like a marriage, you gotta stand strong, have communication, don't rush away when you have an impulse, don't mess up something you've been building for years, because then you're gonna lose what really matters. And it's not the instant gratification, it's a longer term reward. Now look at us, the dopamine addict culture, right? So it was so perfect. Fitness people get desperate. The more you feel bad about yourself, the more you're going to be likely to sign up for fad diets, crash diets, cleanses, peptides, all the stuff, right? That makes it seem like this is going to be it. Same like the protein cakes, protein cookies. You want to believe that no sugar added means there's no calories. You want to play the game where you're kind of a victim. You're going to be so happy that there are calorie-free treats hanging on the trees in diet paradise. And then you're going to be like Adam and Eve. Ooh, the snake is going to give you the apple. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And then you're going to come back and say, oh my, they lied. It was a myth. It was a fad. Yeah. So you want to kill the lover. You also want to make love with the lover, like the devil at the same time. So here's the supplier of all the diet industry fads and the extremists and crash diets and body toxic culture. You want to have it as responsible so you can blame, but you also want to believe. So I thought, like, what the heck? It's not a game that I just get so bored with. So that was my background, right? So then, of course, I got a problem with my mindset that I couldn't work with people. I had to accept that people are going to be yo-yo dieter. People don't want to stop the yo-yo dieting life. They want to believe, they want to work, and then they want to stop. And even though everyone wants to maintain the results, nobody does. Which is like the lucrative business. It's like the Lipitor of fitness and body composition is like, hey, before and afters. And before and after, I said, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it because that is just one picture. Can you get over it? But everyone needed motivation marketing. But hey, that was before and this is rapid time. Now it's after. And no, it's not that you can't make it happen, but the people who take the before photos are probably just like letting the stomach out, like I can sit like this, right? And then there's some abs next time. So, and everyone wants to believe it, or they say it's not true. And that was another thing that frustrated me, to have everyone talk about the steroids that I was apparently taking, stupid, all the different drugs and why I had an ace up my sleeve. I'm like, no, I'm just regular. The reason why I succeeded, because I just have a body and a strong mind, and that's all I needed. That was what I thought. So I got really pissed, and in 2019, I was so mad at people for being people that I couldn't handle working with my passion because I'm so stupidly genuine and authentic that I have to live by my heart, and my heart cannot lie or pretend or be whatever. I'm too engaged, right? I care. And I don't want to spend my life quality on talking about the same problem over and over for no reason when we can solve it and move on, find another problem. It wasn't that I don't want problems, because that's how you grow. But the same thing over and over? Do you want to sit in kindergarten and talk about the same 1 plus 2 is 5? No. You want to see, 1 plus 2 is 3. So, oh man, right? I'm just free-flowing in stream of consciousness. So then I had to do something about myself. I couldn't be a coach and trainer, being agitated, people being people. But to have like this, hey Pauline, I'm going to sign up for your challenge and I want you to keep me accountable. Don't let me off the hook because it's so important for me to do this. So promise me you're gonna keep me in a straitjacket and don't give me anything out because I need to lose 50 pounds in 3 months, and if I don't, I'm gonna miss the military course, so I'm not gonna qualify. So here I'm saying, you got it, babe. You know, boss, aye, captain, because I deliver. And then just to see, I'm muted, I'm blocked, someone goes missing, like, I don't even know if you died, right? Like, did you have a heart attack? Don't know. And that kind of became really disheartening because I can't help you help yourself if you're not around. So no matter how much knowledge or education I know, I can't do anything with it unless you're part of it. So it's a partnership, right? The coach is not gonna teach you how to be your own best friend because it's what you do in private that shows up in public. And if you're ashamed of that, what are you gonna do? So you're already there lost. So by the way, you who like my raw, blunt deliveries of things that people can't talk about, like my celibacy life, my what I feel like a woman, all the different things that I talk about that is too censored, too bad, that's already Pauline in self-reflections in my channel on paulinenordin.uscreen.io. And I have a disclaimer on it. When you listen, I know, that's why you love the free Podbean, because you could tune in to hear all my secrets or my just vulnerability, which is part of it, right? I'm just blasting it out there. But you got mad also. You want to kind of tune into my mind and like, ooh, but then some people got so mad at me for being that. I was like, hey, you gotta read the disclaimer. When you tune into my self-reflections, you just know what you're gonna sign up for tuning into. I can have anything I want to talk about, and that's what I do. I just stay out of religion and politics because those matters are just something that is never going to be aligned, and that's the normalcy of humanity, right? Conflict builds us up, it expands. Everything's perfect that way. I just don't care about discussing it. I keep that to myself, and I don't even focus on it. Anyway, I like the things that are eternal, and anyway, back to that thing. So in order to work with people, I have to accept them. And I didn't even know that it was my frustration and anger that drove me to start daily meditation. So I committed to bodybuilding in 2019, February 20. Never quit, never wanted to. Never had it as a goal, a life option. What am I going to do then? November 6, 2019, I was so furious with people that I couldn't even handle myself. I lost it. So I had to kind of get myself out of that. So that's how I started with meditation. And I didn't think I had anything to meditate about. Yeah. My ego was huge. I cared so much about people's opinions. I cared so much about my body. I cared about validation. I wanted to be praised. I wanted to be attractive for other people. I wanted to be the ultimate, whatever. All that stuff, right? And I wasn't aware. Right? And such a big ego, I didn't even see. I said, I don't care about that. Oh, but yeah, I did, because otherwise I wouldn't be so mad. So, I didn't know what an impact that was. So imagine I went all out into meditation, as in no idea how much I had to kind of go into, kind of, right? So all my whole life here, building myself to be so tough and strong and all that. So I remember, I was like, what am I going to think about? 5 minutes. 5 minutes sitting down, still my mind, calm my thoughts. Well, I want that. I was attached to the thoughts. I was attached to my image. I was attached to my idea. I believe that I got to hold on to this because that's my career. It's my resume. I am all these things. Let's just say that now it's on a year 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 25. I can't count, 26. Okay, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm on my 8th year of meditation. And meditation for the mind expansion is what bodybuilding training is for the body. So now imagine putting in around year 8 into training. You have a lot of muscle. Doesn't mean that you're coming anywhere, because this is a lifelong development. Just like building muscle, it's not a one thing. So I kind of dove right into it, and then after getting better and better at it, and then spending the whole pandemic in yoga nidra and having meditation and walk for 4 hours and so on, it became like the icing on the cake on my fitness. So I had no more cravings, I had no urges. My diet was just perfect because I had finally kind of got the freedom. And now it was like, I can't even explain it. But bliss, diet, epiphanies, and then after that, mind epiphanies. And then the terror of, I can't hold on to what I have become. So now imagine that here I am and have built my career. I go to America and I'm all this fitness model and I do fitness training and I always felt like a unicorn. People talk about the same thing over and over. I got frustrated and I was like an outsider. I was always known for that. I didn't say. People always knew she never sells out. I don't promote crap I don't believe in and so on. I'm very thorough. So that's good. And I couldn't stop myself from that path where I was going, and that was so terrifying because I kind of didn't care anymore. Like, yeah, I have a body, I'm not a body typically. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror and be so critical, thinking like this. Here is a international fitness model who everyone loves the body. And I know how to flex and pose just like everyone else. And I have a policy that I don't edit my photos, so it was always like my way of, this is real, I'm just really good at posing, I know the angles and so on, And I felt so fake because here I was thinking, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, that looks like crap, Pauline. And thinking that all people looking up to me are never probably gonna have a great relationship with your body, because what is it gonna take? If you keep on looking at the bodies that are perfect, the people you look up to have a perfect body, and you might never achieve it because you've had a life. Maybe you have, the typical body that will never bounce back to be a 20-year-old fitness model body, which was not when I was my good one anyway. And that was kind of such a big mind opener for me because I didn't want to feel that I am promoting something that is gonna help a few people who have what it takes, like the creme of the creme. But what about everyone else? Because then I came down to my own, who I was before bodybuilding, that I was more like a philosopher. I went to school to be a writer, a journalist, and I was all about the deep self-reflection. And then that kind of saw Arnold and things changed. I saw the body as, this is how I'm gonna get that respect. That's how I'm gonna get my ticket to America. That's how I'm gonna make my life and my career. So I was just like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that was during the time of the meditation, and the more I got into that, I wanted to get out of the fitness industry because I felt like it doesn't make me happy to keep on talking about this and keep on wanting to perfect and to listen to perfecting macros, perfecting nutrition, and that the consensus or the dogma or the culture in fitness was all about this. Hey, I know I still have things to work on, but I'm a work in progress, right? That people like me were like, hey, I will never be perfect, but... And then there was always this kind of disclaimer, so nobody could criticize us. Like, if you did this, hey, I'm so strong. No, don't think you're something. So this really like the Swedish Jante, which is, don't believe you're something. Don't believe you're big, or don't think that you're something special. I'm thinking, it's such a... That's the norm, right? Because we compare bodies, and that's just competitive bodybuilding, fitness. That's great, but it's still a beauty pageant, and I was over it. So no matter how you twist and turn it, there's an audience, there's a community, and everyone loves to do whatever they want. But I don't want to feel like I'm the wrong kind of breed in an environment where you want to hold on to those structures. Like, when you feel like this community is not what I'm part of, if I'm in a community at all. So how did I know that then? Well, first I get frustrated and I kind of want more of stimulation for myself. I like to care about the self that you sit, and it's not about how you are looking at your body. It doesn't change. So here's where it gets really interesting. That it doesn't change what I do. So I train hard. I build muscle better than ever because I enjoy it. I want to do that for life. I have committed bodybuilding lifestyle, which is building training, Never stopping, always evolving. I live an athletic life for my body. I care about my health, but I'm not a health nut. I'm not extreme with the nutrition. I have artificial chemicals. Do I think they're good for you? No, but I weigh my pros and cons. I love to eat, so I made it my system. I just don't want to be fat, so I know how to do it. I don't want to be fat because that's not body positivity, and I know that will increase my risk of sickness. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to get cancers, but I can be happy, and a happy mind in a happy body is the most best thing to stay healthy. And what the heck would I need to be healthy for if I'm sad and depressed? So think about now how many perfect bodies you believe are so happy because they achieved this body. And that's what I'm trying to tell everyone. That you will never be happy when you have conditions. That you can live the fit feeling today, even though you have 50 pounds to lose and muscle to build and a career to grow, because you will have the mind of never be happy before something has happened to you, before you have achieved goals. And that's just life sucking, that you're never gonna achieve that, because then what? What are you gonna do then? You gotta have a new goal, and if you don't have a new goal, you're gonna feel, I don't know what to do with my life. I can't maintain this. You have to start over, which is typically diet culture, right? That here I am with a fit body, I just competed, I'm shredded, I just don't care about it anymore. I have lost my joy, I don't know what to do, so what can I do? Sabotage. Gaining 30 pounds of fat so I have the motivation to start over and get lean again? That's just ridiculous. I never wanted to do that because it was always so hard for me to get lean in the first place. I thought, I'm going to maintain it because that was just took too much work. So it is really not about the body. That you can talk about how you want your body to look. You can talk about how you feel that body is perfect and all. Still, it's not going to be the solution for you anyway. So I am so grateful then because today it's actually, I graduated as my internationally certified laughter yoga leader yesterday. So I went through that training, and that's just the first step on this one. And you know me, I always laugh and I love to be happy, and it's always my number one goal to be happy, no matter what. I demand that of myself. I don't want to have a blues for no reason. I work with that. It's a choice I make because I think, why would I want to be sad more than I can? And that's so good we talk about the Sunday blues, right? Because laughter therapy, laughter meditation, whatever you want to call it, it uses the laughter as a way to change yourselves, and you're going to have it's a cardiovascular health thing because you're going to oxygenate all your cells. But here's so interesting because all you guys who are method actors or method acting, right? You live out the feeling, because if you can know the feeling, you're going to be more real as an actor or actress. Now think about that. That you can train your way to be sad, and usually people feel sad, and then that becomes almost like you get sick. Now you can train, and that's what's so amazing with laughter, that your body and your mind doesn't know the difference between mechanically putting yourself to laugh, ha 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 ha, and real genuine laughter. There is no difference in the health benefits. So you can feel silly, which is what you say, oh, Pauline, I don't believe in this. I know you don't believe in it, and that's the whole point. You don't have to. You can sit and think Pauline is stupid, ha 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 ha. Still get the effect. You get the deep diaphragmatic breathing. So it's like the ultimate workout. And I know that you kind of get pissed because you can't even last 1 minute, right? And I know. That's why I do intervals. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But today is a day I'm certified in my passion about how to induce yourself into happiness by a choice, which is laughter combined with work, with mindset and breathing, and then of course fitness, because hey, I don't want to be flabby and I need strong muscles to laugh. So that's how you get fitness, you get mindset, you get meditation, you get breath work all in one. And yeah, it is tough. It is really tough to work and do laughter. That's why, when you think it's just 1 minute, yeah, try it. Put the timer on and do a laughing, right? So today I'm going to make that with my sister. We're going to do 1 minute together. So fast forward to today now about the self-relationship and the self-growth and development. That today, just like a milestone, I feel that I am more and more moving in the direction where I am happy in my work, as in more joy and more enthusiasm for, the laughter. As in less talk, it's about to laugh. And the effect of laughter is what I love. So I'm a solitary person, I'm a lone wolf, right? I just have this passion. And it's so freeing to kind of stop talking, cut to the chase, get laughing. Because the laughter has all these benefits. I'm thinking so much is going to be solved by simply you stopping to talk and overanalyze. What am I technically going to do here? No, you don't have to think, because you don't intellectually need to know how to laugh. You can mechanically do it. Same thing. So now, if you can train yourself to be sad, you can train yourself to be happy, and you don't even have to believe in it. So it's like, it's not a religion at all. It's work. Laughter is real work if you do it more than 3 to 4 seconds. So typically what you have as a myth, okay, a few myths here. You believe that you need to react to something to laugh. So unless you have a joke, like my friends typically say, Pauline, I don't want to do that. I feel silly. I don't believe in it. I feel bad about my appearance. I don't like the way I look when I laugh. I say, like, put a burqa on or put a tent on you and laugh. Because it's for you, it's not for me. But usually with eye contact, you kind of start to laugh. And it's contagious. So once one is happy, in your circle of 5, guess what? You're going to have 20% more happiness than in a circle where everyone is sad. So it matters who you hang out with. And if you get pissed at people being happy by choice, it says a lot about your character. What do you want in your life? So if laughter therapy or laughter meditation and the free-flowing is not dependent on jokes, comedy, or something funny happen to you. You just make it happen. So when I say, that if I train my biceps, like that, right? And I have resistance to it, I'm gonna grow muscle because that is the way it works mechanically. I don't have to believe in it for it to happen. I have to be consistent and show up and training. And that's the same thing for laughter, that to use laughter, you have to build up strength, tolerance, endurance, because it takes about 10 minutes of total laugh time a day, laughing, in order to reap all the health benefits, which is like, antidepressant, blood pressure management, control, not when you're laughing, but after, stress relief, increased oxygenation all your cells. It prevents disease. Less focus on being in your mind and thinking about all the negativity. It builds up the void because you can't do anything else but to laugh when you go into those kind of after 3 minutes or you get into this ecstatic zone. That's the laughter meditation. It's like when you're not laughing anymore as in inducing yourself, but it just happens, it just keeps on and it expands. So when you start, you're going to feel silly, and that doesn't matter, because then even though your laughter won't transform into real, genuine laughter, it has the same health effects. So you can train laughter without being in the mood to laugh. So you got to get out of that. That's a myth, that you got to have something to react to. That's happiness. It's not true joy. Happiness is when something funny happens to you. It takes 3 to 4 seconds. That's not long enough. So you might believe in, it's good to be happy. Laughter is great for your soul. Yeah, how long are you actually laughing then? Because just time yourself. Like, okay, here's Seinfeld. And I'm gonna say, that's like 3 seconds. And then here's so interesting how it works. That when I started record my bodybuilding after 40, after all the injuries in 2022, I had one of those universal bliss moments, epiphanies, where I thought 10 minutes, and then I backed it up. I remember I asked Brad Schoenfeld on one of many, he's amazing by the way, and he's coming out with his 3rd edition of muscle hypertrophy. I said, can I actually scientifically claim that 10 minutes of training altogether today can increase your stamina, strength, and so on? Of course can, because from baseline to that, so now 10 minutes total work means I do the laugh hit. That the intervals with deep breathing in between means that it's a breath work that includes the meditation that I've been doing anyway. So Humming meditation is what I do with that. Yoga Nidra is part of it. And you just get more exercise, because sitting and meditating, that's what I get annoyed by meditation people who forget you have a body. You got to strengthen your body too. You can't just meditate. Because your body needs you, and your body gets stronger by loading it. So you got to build strength, and you can't think yourself to strong muscles. You got to work it, okay? So the meditation people, the wellness people, the spiritual awakening people need to get more fitness into your life. And the fitness people, I feel, need to get real and embrace and enjoy your body more, and seeing that you're strong enough for some time. You don't have to wait to be perfect enough. It's never going to happen. And that's a good thing, because that's the stagnation of growth. If you could ever have perfection. And perfection is not at all the same thing as happiness or joy. Because you're going to always have the critical way of looking, and then, well, I find something. So let's say, in your whole body, this is body being in a nutshell, that you're always going to have something that is asymmetrical, or could it be improved. That's the joy of bodybuilding. It's also the joy of meditation and life, because it will never be done. It will never be good, as in, it will never be finished. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't appreciate what you have every day, because one day you won't have it anymore. And that's why I say seize the training day. So my 10 minutes of fitness workouts became more and more like, oh, so now it's 10 minutes of laughter too. That was such wow, synchronicity, right? So today is like when I feel more connected, that what I really have the passion for is the self-relationship and how you feel about yourself. And why I talk about this, like I've always wanted to I felt like I had to hold back, because if you give people, listen here, if you make people or allow people, it's not my choice, but if you help people feel great and feel good enough and feel appreciative of their body, and kind of stop being negative and just want to be healthy for yourself, not want to be a trash can for your mind that wants to kind of put it into your body. When you care about your health, when you care about your body and how you feel tomorrow, instead of kind of treat yourself like you don't matter, because people who are not happy with themselves are gonna probably project that to the body, because someone who really enjoys life is not gonna make the wrong decisions once you have awareness of yourself. And that's then a whole other journey, right? Like you have layer and layer, like the onion I talk about, like there's onion layers and layers. So you think one thing, like today I'm talking about this, then another day I'm gonna be, wow, that was the way I thought then, I'm glad. But there's no pride, and there's no trying to be your resume. And for me, like I kind of get rid of all that, because for me, you know what's the toughest thing for me? Is to put that description on what I am. I'm like, what I'm gonna put there in one word. So all I have to say is like, I am what I do, and I do what I love, and I love to teach you what I love to do, and I am. And it's like, I don't want to have a list of all the different roles I have, because that's not who I am anyway, and I feel like I can't abbreviate it enough. So here we are with the typical yogis who say I am. I'm like, yeah, finally I got it. So, it's an evolution, right? So now my foot is freezing, so I gotta sum it up here. So talk about the stream of consciousness just blasting out there, holding nothing back. That's my thing. So it's so interesting when you kind of poke people a little bit, and you notice that how many who you look up to or I look up to have very strong egos, as in the ego, the insecurities are very prevalent. And I feel that the fitness industry has a tons of more problems and insecurities, and everyone hides behind a facade, or are scared of being vulnerable, or have to make a victim mindset. And I'm not like that at all. So I have the tendency to kind of not care really about to talk about the past unless I make it as a lesson. I don't want to live in the past. So today I feel like freed a little bit, because nothing has changed the way I train and I eat, and I just enjoy it more than ever. I have freedom. I don't ever start over. I don't do this, tear my macros. I don't even track my calories, but I know how to eat. If I didn't, I would be a fool by now. And so it's a kind of unattractive for me to kind of keep on going back to that, right? So then a lot of people who want to have the easy solution with a diet plan and a workout plan, which is the start, I provide that. But it has to be an evolution, has to be progression, which means more and more you gotta learn how to trust yourself. And instead of thinking that if I go like this, I can't tell, I don't know, if I do this, I can take the cookie and eat it, and I'm gonna pretend I didn't know, and I think I'm gonna last. So, yeah. And it's very interesting to work with my clients who want to talk about our bad secrets, right? And I can only lead by example. So by being vulnerable or transparent and raw, and I come here and I just talk from my heart without holding back, live, which means what kind of stuff is going to come out that's going to be used against me. I take that threat or that worry because I got nothing to hide. And it's so nice to not feel like an imposter no matter what I do, because I am just myself. I know I'm going to make mistakes. That's part of life. I know I say stupid things at times. Yeah, I come back and correct myself. And I still just enjoy life because I have nothing to prove. So today I feel is the day when I am kind of stepping out of fitness industry for real. Because I have a new arena, I have a new community that can kind of let me be who I am, that hasn't been shaped on a fitness model look. But I think that the laughter, the meditation, the yoga, lifestyle, wellness, all that might have a place for me because my body I've made strong draws attention, right? So I feel that I really want to get out on the big arenas or the platforms to be myself with my flat foot, barefoot shoes and my tight leggings, but you gotta have the belly to breathe, right? To be myself and laugh and make people feel laugh, and that becomes cathartic, right? Like when you cry, and my clients, when I have my laugh at my sessions and they feel embarrassed, but no, bring it on. Like there's nothing you can do wrong. You can just be yourself. I just love that, because if you are not going to be yourself and you don't dare, I can't be it, and I can't help my heart. That I can't, it's like it's so hard to be trying to be who I'm not, because my heart or my soul or whatever, spirit, whatever, I can't help it. I become depressed, I feel anxiety and stress and all that when I feel like I gotta go in and I gotta post and I have to talk about this, that I really feel that it's not gonna make any difference, right? I can't just promote something. I can't sell you protein bars with my discount code just to make a little bit of money. I have to believe in my products I promote. When you see me talk about something or I recommend something, like I didn't even know there was... I didn't know that the mat behind me has red light therapy in it. I just love the hotness on it. You see me laugh. So I reached out to that company. It's a Swedish one. What is it? Trend Rehab. Yeah. And so I only talk about things that I feel is real and legit. And I would, so I'm like bad business, right? And I think it's a forte. That I don't want to beat myself up for being what is authentic or too nice or too, I care about people's feelings. Yeah, of course I do, because I care about my own feelings. I don't want to have a role. I don't want to play. So with the laughter, I think I'm just so happy because I can stop having the frustration with people who just want to intellectually process something. That you have to explain like that. Just be it. Just do it. It's just like bodybuilding. Train and go and train more than you talk about it. Laugh more than you have to think how to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, you can just mechanically do it. Just like mechanically loading muscle builds muscle. Doesn't matter how you think about it. Typical people who want to talk about the technicalities. I'm like, get over it. You got a form check. You gotta get into the floor and work it and exercise and train and have the balls to be corrected. And in laughter is connection. It's not correction, because you're not going to laugh better or worse and so on. So, for instance, like yesterday when we had this amazing day 2 in this Celeste Green was the laugh teacher. And I was apparently a very endurant laugh person because I've been doing this, right? Like, so she said, yeah, Pauline is like a laughter blaster, so she can keep on going forever. So then I thought, like, oh man, I have to be better leader when I kind of, I have to kind of tune into the group and see, are you getting exhausted? Because in between there's going to be the laughter exercises and the way you can kind of get into it, and you do training. So I feel like this is like a perfect thing, right? That so I do like bodybuilding. So yesterday I did here's how ridiculous it can be. So don't worry that you feel embarrassed and ridiculous. It's excellent training. If you're an actor, I'm gonna call you out on it. Time to train your real laughter, because you don't have to be real. It's still the right kind of deal. So yesterday when we were training on camera live for this group, I was combining being bodybuilding poses, and when we pose we have to laugh, just like it's laughing exercises. It's not the laughter meditation. So I was doing like, so 1, 2, 3, like then we're gonna do something that is so ridiculous, but what is it now? So ho ho ha ha ha, ho ho ha ha ha, yay, right? So yeah, ridiculous. And that doesn't matter. So what I loved is that I felt really, it's so stupid, but it works. So then I thought, you see me just keep on going, because to do like 20 minutes, imagine that with the bliss. I remember when I was doing it live here and it became the Blackjack 21 Laugh Marathon, I'm thinking, I gotta keep going, right? And then, so I have to kind of keep moving, and it becomes a full body exercise routine. And then I call myself out on the BS that Pauline, okay, number 1 here is ego saying like, Pauline, why don't we just sit? We do seated humming meditation. Oh yeah, baby, because it's easy, yeah. But you gotta get up from your butt and move it. So now imagine what we're gonna do here together. It's gonna be, all right. I'm so uncomfortable now, right, guys? So look here. So first, here's like a laughter exercise, and we're gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger now, and we're gonna do most muscular, and we're gonna laugh at the same time. I'm gonna call you down, right? Like the 3, 2, 1. And then I'm gonna say, yay, yay, very good. And you can laugh at me because I'm so silly. I'm like, yes. So no matter what you do, we can't go wrong. So yeah, I am so happy. I'm so grateful, because I feel like the fitness industry needs more of happiness, and I want to be kind of the messenger there. There's a shortage of fitness happiness. There's an overload of people who are never happy being themselves. And I feel so happy when I can kind of show my relaxed body, or I show my Buddha body, like, oh, I can let it out, I look like pregnant. And then we use it. Because if you have breathing up here and you just suck it in all the time, that's such a sucking life out of you. So I love people who are themselves. I love people who are just real. I love people who are relaxed and can talk about our insecurities. And that's not normal business in fitness, where everyone kind of thrives off people's insecurities. So now imagine, the body is what you have in your real life. It's also what people are, right? That you get judged by your cover, and you're not who you feel you are, and so on. And for me, I now feel like my strength, like I don't want to come to you here and pose like with a thong or like a fitness model, and I realize, because that's not what I'm about. You see me in sweats, right? So I feel it's freeing that I have, listen here, I have made my body into this kind of muscle strong body that has a lot of fetish. People love that, and men who love to see, oh, you're a sexy girl, like, sorry. So all that, and I'm over it. And it doesn't mean that under all these sweats that I have the body, and that's body for me. And I think that a lot of people who are not interested in breath work, meditation, laughter, are gonna be drawn into laughter yoga and humming meditation and mindful life by seeing my body. Because I'm not flabby and I'm not fat and I'm not accepting my body and eating popcorn and chips. I am living what I talk. So when you ask what I do, I'm like, I don't know, I'm happy, right? So I think I'm finally gonna be less unicorn and more like, oh wow, here might be the it factor, that I was not supposed to be the number one in fitness ever, whatever that is. I was never on many covers at all. I'm not Monica Brandt at all. I don't have thousands of covers like Frank Zappa. I was always the underdog, and maybe because I had another arena coming my way. When I grew up, I always knew somehow that I was not gonna be a young flower. I was not gonna have my prime in typically when you're young and you're beautiful and stunning. Somehow in my 20s, I was protecting my skin. I stayed out of the sun and so on because I knew I want to protect the natural beauty and the health, and I didn't want to have skin cancer, whatever. People don't believe in that, but whatever, you know. So, and now I'm in my, how old am I now again? Am I 44 if it's 1982, but I haven't turned yet? 44, anyway. And I really feel so happy that I'm gonna find people who are laughter yoga people and meditation people and yoga who are not gonna see me as a fitness model the same way you do. And here I come then, that I am my record. So when you go and look at Pauline Nordin on Google and there's like 300,000 of sexy fitness girl, that is now what I have to kind of chew up, right? Like, yeah, that was me. Right? Like, sorry. But, man, so we all have a resume. For other people, we become what we've been doing, but it gets so monotonous to see how a body turns someone on, because I don't want to be like when I'm 85 and people still, men kind of, I feel like, excuse me, is it grandma porno? So we all have different chapters. I am so happy about this. So again, celebration for my new chapter, my new adventure. I'm an international certified laughter yoga leader. I want to bring more happiness and self-love in a self-relationship way without, in the right way to the fitness world. And I also want to step out of the fitness world as, I'm not a fitness coach the way you think so, because I'm a lifestyle. I care about the body, I care about the mind, I care about who you are. It doesn't matter how perfect your body is or how hard you train if you don't know yourself and know your right motivation, and that you are aware that the pursuit of happiness has to be with a daily happy ending. Because otherwise you don't understand what I feel is the secret of life, including fitness stuff, and that's how to enjoy the nature of it. And I want all women in particular who are kind of in a culture where you are expired after 25, 30. There's so much of ageism and something that for me has never been my thing. That why wouldn't you want to grow wise and old? And nobody is any wise when we're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? Like 85, start to get into your real wisdom if you actually have not the constipation mind routine, which is just pack on more and more information you never solve out and you never kind of think about it. But I mean, think about it. We love ancient cultures. We love fermented foods. We love wine, not me, cheese or old cheese, dried cannabis for people. Everything that has preserved and grow more. But when it comes to being happy with yourself, we are trained as in being breeding mares and want to sell ourselves as biologically we're most primed for reproduction in our 20s. That's why youth makes sense, right? Like if you want to be young, you're gonna have the most best offspring. But hey, look at me then. Child-free by choice, never wanted babies. I think there's enough of those in the world. I mean, I have no purpose. I'm a cat lady. And I lost some ages because I only adopt cats 10 years and older. And by the way, my cat gets mad at me when I forget his name and I call him by my ex-cat's name. Like, hey, Goose Gum, oh no, Starface, oh no, Puma, no, Ramdas, yeah. He's like, excuse me? So we've been together now 6 years, I think, so yeah. So my point here is that there's so much to be done by how women feel about themselves, and I want to lead that. I love that every woman has a choice to do and be whatever they want. But I remember the feeling of feeling like I have to have this of dressing up. I have to be looking a certain way. I have to, even though it wasn't really what I felt. And that made me feel like I can't breathe because I don't want to be the stereotypical, the woman who has it all, the mother, the career woman. She gets it all done. She has no complaint. She doesn't fart. She's never a moody crap. She's just kind of machine. It's such a bad, like 90-40, 90-50, right? And I felt that we could do better than that. So for me, since I don't care about breeding and I had no choice, or like I don't care about that. So for me, having women who have the same values and realize there's so many children in the world anyway. We're not making, like for me, it's not something that I think I'm changing the world. The world is perfect the way it is. There's not enough people, there's enough people, there's not a overpopulation, I do this for me. I'm selfish. I want to work on myself and expand and transform, and I want to have 24/7 for myself. That's why I'm a solitary lone wolf, and I just have a passion to help other people. So yeah, I think about who I talk to because I just want to talk to interesting sources of life experiences. So man, I could talk forever. So before I go on my 4 hours meditation, me and my sister, we're gonna record a laughter reel to celebrate today as my new chapter, and it's first day of spring too. We had a debate about that. But speaking of my sister, we are a team now of Wild and Holistic, and we're gonna have an open house in 2 weeks here locally in Sweden. And so I'm gonna say this in Swedish too. Min syster och jag, vi ska ha öppet hus om 2 veckor. Kolla på hennes account. För att vi ska ha, man kan prova på med skrattyoga, soundbath eller ljudbad, och Pauline har sina skålar. Jag ska ha min humming meditation, det heter nynna, tycker inte jag låter bra. Vi ska också ha någonting annat också. Och sedan behandlingar med massageterapeuter, så detta är som att en studio, och jag har till och med tänkt på att we're gonna have an affiliate in Florida, and so my sister and I are gonna go to Florida this summer, and I hope that that's gonna be start to have a Wild and Holistic studio there. So anyway, I just love United States of America because that was my dream country, will always be. I'm a digital nomad, and I want to travel the world, and I want to take my laughter yoga and travel to different places and have that, as like you have an event here, you have a group, and to kind of spread that and to spread my energy and my love for life, right? So I am just so grateful, and I feel that today I don't have the Sunday blues at all. And doesn't that say a lot, right? That I feel so happy of having kind of cut the belly, the umbilical cord to my fitness life, as in don't really care about that anymore. And it doesn't mean I don't do the fitness training. Look at my site, it's training harder than ever. I'm training 155-pound squat sets and ass to the grass with straight back. Yeah, set after set, that's big for me because I had 2 torn hamstrings. I had 1 hamstring surgery, 1 torn adductor magnus. Coming back from that, I live what you see. I'm not in any time at all turning into yoga with flabby muscles stereotype. I want to probably be the little bit too buff yogi, but yoga means way of life, and it's balance, it's mind and body in union, and it's a practice. Even, call me out if I'm wrong here, but sutra means like a what do you say, this is what you do as a practice. It's a method, and there's so many different ways. So what you think is yoga might be just what I don't ever do. I can't do all those poses you see, so I don't do that. my body's too broken in a good way, and I pick my poisons. I want to train heavy and hard, and good. And then we have another one, that seated humming meditation or in lotus position. Hell no, I do that because I can't with my hips. So I do seated and yoga nidra. Oh, I'm so happy, guys. Yeah. Just want to kind of tell you that all my love to you who can listen and tune into all this non-stop forever. And I welcome you to join my paulinenordin.uscreen.io for the laughter and laugh hit, the blackjack marathon and blackjack laugh marathon, and also for the seated training day, as in fitness training, nutrition, healthy eating, mindset, self-care, how to take care of your body, stretching, mobility, all the stuff that I do. You come to me because I live the life I talk about. I don't live it on and off. I do the 4 seasons of life, and I intend to do that until I die because I love what I do. Alright guys, so check out our reel when we're gonna laugh today, and thank you for being here. And if you're still here, I'm kind of impressed that you you lasted. Alright guys, have a great day. Okay. Man, I can talk. Okay guys, thank you so much.